All right, Mr. Taylor back with you. Want to take a look at probably the last thing that we're going to formally, even though informally we're going to carry this for a minute. Formally, we're going to look at dealing with percent of change. So we have 7 problems here, and within the 7 problems, we're going to use this particular table that you see. It tells us to estimate a reasonable percent for each color of candy in the bag, write a proportion to represent the given situation, find the percent of each color in the bag, and justify your response. Well, I see 12 yellow, 9 brown, 6 green, 15 orange, 3 blue, 12 red, 3 purple. So what I want to do, very first thing I want to do is look at total pieces. Okay. And I have 12 plus 9 plus 6 plus 15 plus 3 plus 12 plus 3, 60 pieces. That's very important. Okay, now first question tells us is we need to know the percent of candy in the bag that's yellow. So I see 12 to 60 is the same as x to 100 or equal x to 100. And from here I'm going to look at reducing my 12 and 60, if we can do so by dividing by 12. So 12 and 60, so we're going to divide by 12 to reduce everything, both numerator and denominator, is equal to x over 100. And when I do so, I'm going to get 1/5 is equal to x over 100. And then of course I know that I have a scale factor here, which is 20. So 1 times 5 over 5 times 20. Oh, where did I get this 1.5 from, people? That's amazing. But I caught that before I got too far. So that's going to be 1 times 20, and that's still going to equal to x over 100. And what that does is give me 1 times 20 is equal to x because of the scale factor, and then of course that 20 turns out to be 20%. So that's the color I get for yellow. Alright, what percent in the bag is brown? What percent in the bag is brown? So again, I'm looking at 9 to 60 is equal to x to 100. I believe I can 9, and let's reduce by 3, and I will get let's see, 3 over 20, and that still equals to x to 100. So before I go any further, I know that I have a scale factor of 5 because 5 times 20 is going to give me 100. So I will take 3 times 5 over 20 times 5, and that's going to give me again x over 100, which is literally 15% equals my x. Alright, the third one says what percent of the can in the bag is green. So I see 6 to 60 total is equal to x to 100. Again, I can reduce by 6. So 6 to 60 divided by 6 divided by 6 is equal to x to 100. And that's going to give me 1/10 is equal to x to 100. Looking at this, I know I can multiply by a scale factor of 10. So that's going to give me 1 times 10, and 10 times 10 is equal to x to 100. And that tells me that x is equal to 10%, because 1 times 10 is, of course, 10. Rolling right on. Number 4. What percent of the candy in the bag is orange? What percent of the candy in the bag is orange? So I think I better go back up and see what we have for orange. 15. So I see 15 over 60 is equal to x over 100. You see when you get in the flow how really easy this becomes. So 15, and let's divide it by 15 to reduce it, and that's 60 divided by 15, but still the rest of the proportion is x over 100. And when we do, we'll get 1 over 4. What a good number. Is equal to x over 100. And looking at this, I know I can multiply 4 by 25, which is my scale factor. So let's just deal with the scale factor. 1 over 4, and that's times 25, and that's times 25 is equal to x over 100. So 1 times 25 is going to equal to my x, and then that tells me that my x is 25%. Okay, where are we now? Okay, so that leaves me with number 5. We got 3. So that's 3 and 60 is equal to x to 100. I know here I can divide by 3 to reduce it. So that's 3 divided by 3 over 60 divided by 3, and the rest of my proportion x over 100. So here I'm going to have roughly 1/20 is equal to x over 100. And I know that 20 times 5 literally is what's going to give me 100. So I will take a scale factor of 20, so that'll be 1 times 20 over 20 times 20. That was so funny. I'm telling you, that was really, really funny to me. Let's go back and know that this should be 1 times 5. That was funny to me. So 1 times 5 and 20 times 5 is going to give us 100. Okay, so here I have x is equal to 5%. Okay, 6. We're rolling right with these guys. 6 says what percent of the candy in the bag is red. And I want to make sure here with this. Did we do this already? We did. We did. Remember, we did the 12 to 60. So if you can recall, with the very first, we did 12 to 60. is equal to x to 100, again, we know that if we did this prior, and I do believe that x is equal to 20%. And 7, we did this previously. It tells us that there are 3, so we're looking at 3 to 60 is equal to x to 100. We've already did it. If you want to see it, you just scroll back up here. We can do it for practice if you just want to do something. If you just want to do something purposely, I don't think. Though there it is, number 5. We've already worked it. So let's just leave it there for number 5, and we see that x is 5%. So the only thing we chore to do now is make sure that we don't go over 100%, and then we know that our answers are correct. So I see 5% plus 20% equals 25%. And then I'm going to add 30% to that plus 30%. That's going to give me 55%. And then I'm going to add 10 and 15 and 20. So 10% will give me 65%. And 15 will give me, a little bit more, will give me 80%, and 20 will give me 100%. Voila.